Hello, how about algebra students? Mr. Wu here again, and we are on our journey to learn more algebra. This is topic 25, and topic 25 is solve systems of equations by the substitution method, right? Just a recap of what we did before, right? For topic 24, we said x is equal to x plus 1, right? X and y could be anything. You don't, it's an infinite number of solutions, but it was given another equation to say, hey, that pair of numbers, right, y equals also equal to 2x minus 1, right, then we narrow it down to just one pair of numbers for x and y, and our goal is to find out what the numbers would make both of those equations work. So last time what we did was we graphed those equations, right, because this is y equals mx plus b, right, is in that form, so we can graph it. And when we graphed it, right, we found out where they crossed, and where they cross is the answer to both of these equations, right? So that point, right, represents the one solution to make both equations work, right? But if we graphed it and we saw that the lines were parallel, they never meet, then we don't have any solutions, right? Because they'll never meet, right? Or the other situation is if you have a line and another equation is of the same line, then it's infinite solutions. Why? Because they just overlap. So every single pair of numbers would work because it's the same line. Okay, it's actually the same equation. So those are the three cases that you have. Today, you won't. You'll only find one solution. Okay, so today's worksheet is why does the president put vegetables in his blender? I hope you guys will like this riddle. And what we have to do is solve each system of equation below by the substitution method, right? So, right, you guys should know what this word means. Substitution is to replace, okay? To substitute, right, means to take over or replace. And I'll show you this method, right? This method is super cool because we can solve systems of equations without graphing. Okay, I know graphing takes a little time. You got to graph both lines, but today we're gonna solve it without graphing. Right, we're gonna find the solutions in the nearest answer column. So it made it easier for you. All the answers on this side match the equations on this side. Okay, and this side will match with this side. And once again, the reason why we use this is it's self-checking. If you find that the equations do not work, right, the solutions do not work for those equations, then you did something wrong. All right. So the best way to learn is actually show you some examples, and I'm going to start with number 2. Right. So number 2 reads x is equal to 3y minus 1, and x plus 2y is equal to 9. Okay, so and you're asked to find a value for x and y that would make both these equations true. Okay, that would make both these equations true, and so you don't have to guess. That's the cool thing about math, right? There exists a number that's for x and for y that makes both equations true, and I'm going to show you how to solve it, right? But what I do want you to see is I want you guys to see this x. I'm going to put it with the same color. You guys see x? This is also x, right? Remember, if you have a system of equations and the variables are the same, they represent the same value. Okay? These x's are the same, right? So what this tells you also is, check this out. We know x is equal to 3y minus 1, right? So, and this is same thing. So if all three are the same, you can use either one. It's the same thing, right? So what I'm going to do is say, hey, I know x is equal to 3y minus 1. I'm going to substitute or replace this x with 3y minus 1. You guys see that? Right? We know they're the same thing and they're equal to each other, right? X is equal to x and x is equal to 3y minus 1. So I'm just going to take 3y minus 1 and replace that x with that. Why do we do that? Check it out. This is why it's so, it needs creativity to solve, right? 2y equals 9. Now look at this new equation. This new equation only has one type of variable, the y, right? So now you guys should know how to solve these equations. This is like a three-step equation, right? You have to combine like terms. 3y plus 2y is 5y. 5y minus 1 is equal to 9, right? So we went from two variables, right, to one variable. How? By substituting one of the variables with the other one, right, that we know that we set up to be substitutable, right, to be replaceable, right? So now we can just easily solve, right? And we want to find out what y is a two-step equation. You guys should know this by now. The opposite of minus 1 plus 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Opposites cancel out. 5y is equal to 10. Okay? And so the next step, right? You guys should know this now. The opposite of times 5 divided by 5. If you do to one side, you do to the other. And check this out. We found one of those numbers already for one variable, right? We know y is equal to 2, right? So now that we know y is equal to 2, right, we can pick any of those equations and say, hey, I know what y is. Now let me find x. Okay, let me use this one. X plus 2y is equal to 9, right? And we're actually substituting again. We're saying, hey, if y is equal to 2, then that's equal to 2, right? So we can just replace it, right? So now we have x plus 4 is equal to 9, and that's pretty easy. Most of you should be able to do this in your head. X is equal to 5, because 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. And that's the pair of numbers we need to make both equations true, right? So the solution will be 5 and 2. Remember, we always write the where they meet as the point, and the point always reads x and then y. So 5, 2. Right? So we can check it to see if it works, right? And here's a really good check. We'll use other equation to check. Let's plug it in. Let's see if it works. Is 5 equal to 3 times 2 minus 1? 5 equals 6 minus 1? Check. Right? You guys see how this works, right? It requires a lot of common sense and just understanding how to manipulate equations, right? So the answer for this is 5, 2. And so if we hit this, and here it is, 5, 2. So for number 2, we're going to put is. Okay, so far so good? I hope so, right? But if you do need help, remember this is really getting, pretty intense math, right? But pretty complicated stuff. So if you need help, please see your teachers, right? In the morning, Miss Evans helps all students. In the afternoon, Mr. De La Vedis. Mondays, I can help you with support. After school, please come see me, see us, and also email me. Right? Email me and I will get back to you. Okay? If anything is not clear, I can help you. I can show you step by step. Okay? So that's number 2. Next, I am going to work on number 10. Okay? Number 10 looks difficult, but it's not bad. I'm telling you, just follow the steps. Okay? So let me do 10 on this side. We have 5x minus 3y equals negative 11. And x minus 2y is equal to 2. Okay, so let me hide the worksheet. And so same thing as before, right? You see x, and this is x, right? So they represent the same number. So I'm going to try to find out, see what x is equal to. We have to do a little work now, right? We want to say x is equal to something, right? So x is not by itself, so I'm going to add 2y and add 2y. What you do to one side, you do to the other, right? Opposites cancel out, right? So now we know this x is equal to 2 plus 2y, okay? So now we know what x is, and we know what x is, right? We're going to take what we found x to be, right? X is 2 plus 2y. We're going to take that and then substitute or replace this x with 2 plus 2y, right? So it'll be 5 times whatever we found x to be, which is 2 plus 2y. I'll put that in uh, in red, right? I'll go one step at a time. 2 plus 2y, right? You notice how we just replace this x with what we know x to be equal to? And then the last step is to write down what we have. Okay? And so we're not done yet, right? The hardest part about math is it does require a lot of steps, but you guys have to persevere, okay? Develop that grit, that bravery to be able to solve it, right? So remember, to make parentheses disappear, we use the distributive property, right? So notice how everything is coming back. You just can't forget what you learned before. So 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 2y is plus 10y minus 3y equals negative 11. Okay, so I'm sorry, 10 plus 10y, I forgot to put the y, minus 3y is equal to negative 11. And then next step, combine like 10 plus 7y is equal to negative 11. Right, you guys see how I did that? Right, so right, 10y and minus 3y is 7y. Or 10y, if you look at our as terms, 10y plus negative 3y is positive 7y. Okay, and now let's solve, let's finish. Right, so minus 10, minus 10. Remember, we want to get y by itself. The opposites cancel out, so now we're left with 7y equals negative 21. So it seems like this also will be a integer, right? And not a fraction, and that's okay, right? So divided by 7, y equals negative 3. Okay, so far so good, right? So now that we found out y is equal to negative 3, what we're going to do is now we're going to take this and then substitute, replace y with negative 3, right? So let's do this first, and we have x minus 2 times y. Remember, we're replacing y with negative 3. We found that is equal to 2, okay? And then distributive property, right? Same thing, right? When we're solving, it's always the same thing. Distribute, right? So now we have x plus 6 is equal to 2, right? And then to get x by itself, minus 6 from both sides. And then opposites cancel out. X is equal to negative 4. So for this, the answer will be negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so now let's look at the worksheet. And we should see x equals negative 3, negative 4. And so here's the answer. Okay, it's ED, right? Because x is negative 4 and y is negative 3. Remember, you always want to write it in order from x, y, right? Alphabetical order. Okay, so that's the answer, ED. So for 10, I would put ED. Okay, so let me just give you a hint. I know a lot of you have some trouble with fractions, right? What you can also do is, right, let's say you have, say, this one, 5 over 2. Okay, 5 over 2, remember, it's just division. You could convert all fractions to decimals if you're really stuck on fractions, right? And you did 5 divided by 2, it'll be 2.5. Okay, use your calculator. It's okay, right? So, and let's say you get a half, right? That just means 1 divided by 2 is equal to 0.5. Okay, if you really are struggling with fractions, just change it to a decimal by dividing. Okay, so I hope that helps, right? Yeah, this substitution method is really useful. You can always use this substitution method. You can always graph it too, right? But with graphing it, you need graph paper and you need to get y equals x plus b format first, okay? But practice substitution method and soon you'll get it in no time. Okay, thanks for trying and good luck. Okay.